Good morning to you. Let's see, what is it? 9 a.m., October 23rd, 2023, on a Monday. Monday. Oh, I didn't even do that trader this morning. And, well, I guess I can't think of anything else to say. So thanks for watching. Catch you later. Goodbye. Not really. All right, here we go. Starting with channel comments. Weasel effects. I'm going to pronounce that as WEEZILFX. Weasel effects. It would have been very helpful if I knew what the reset button looks like, or what I should do, uh, because I have the same HP PC, but I'm stuck. And this was in response to the repairing HP all-in-one that won't turn on. Weasel effects. I was struggling a little bit to figure out what you're really asking. Those all-in-ones, I don't recall a reset button the way a normal tower computer would have. Where right next to the power button, usually there's a reset button, and that'll restart the computer in case it got locked up or something. With an all-in-one PC, what you would do is hold down the power button, or in this case, I think it's on the bottom of the computer. So you hold up the power button for a full 10 seconds. Count it out, watch it on a stopwatch, or go excessively longer. And you should, at some point during that time, sense the computer on screen, and maybe with a little bit of sound, hear it actually turn off. Of course, you can also unplug it for a reset. But since you asked this question on the laptop about a dead HP, I'm suspecting you've got something else going on. In that video, if I remember correctly, what was happening with those computers is you got to remove the CMOS battery in order to reset BIOS. Now, for reset button, I don't remember that there was a BIOS reset button inside it. It's possible it might have had a pinhole for resetting BIOS, and in that case, I think I showed it in that video. I'm not sure, but it sounds like you're still stuck. So I don't know what you're stuck on. But Weasel, what we do here on this channel is myself and the chat room are available Monday through Friday, and then on a different time slot on Saturdays to respond to people's questions or struggles that they're having with Windows computers, trying to fix them, whatever it may be. So you can send me an email at this address with pictures or more of a description of what's going on, and we can respond to you tomorrow. Well, not if you don't reply to me until after the show tomorrow. We start at the same time every day, 9 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, it's 11 a.m. The show is longer on Saturdays. And the Zoom, we have a Zoom session open so that you can come in and talk face-to-face about whatever issues that you're having. So I will be replying to Weasel Effects comment after today's show is over with a timestamp to where you can find my response in today's video. Now, what I have next is an email from Martin Hogg. I'm checking to make sure I don't have anything personal information there, personally identifiable information. The subject of his email: cloning failure using Macrium and Acronis update. We've been talking with Martin back and forth for a few days now. He's been unable to do a clone operation. And so now here's this next development based upon our conversations previously. He says, "Hi, Doug, I have now successfully," let me zoom this in a little bit more. "I have now successfully extracted the old HD," take some big metal shears and cut through the computer to extract it. No. "And am currently carrying out a forensic clone using Macrium Reflect Free. This is going to take several hours." Yes, a forensic clone will always take longer because it's actually cloning, copying even the empty space on the drive. So it's going to copy every single byte on the drive. And with being connected by USB connections, I assume that's what he's doing from another computer, that can slow it down as well. Now, you could do a forensic clone faster by connecting the source drive and the destination drive internally to a computer, but booting the computer using a USB thumb drive. Now, he can't do it with the laptop that this drive was in, but if he has another tower computer, he could connect the source and the destination drives internally to that other computer, because there's usually 4 connectors for a SATA drive. And then even the other computer could be booted using an installed version of Macrium Reflect Free, and you could do a forensic clone from source to destination as long as the computer's not booted on one of those. This let's see. The laptop is an HP Pavilion 15, and accessing the hard drive was an absolute nightmare, involving removal of many screws, keyboard, wireless card, a few ribbon cables, including the ones across the top of the hard drive, just to access the hard drive. Who designs these things? Now, let's do a little bit of spell of autocorrect here. Who designs these things? That's a question, right? So what, maybe a question mark, exclamation, question mark, exclamation. No, just give him a hard time. He gives us some emojis here. But I've said that you can send a question by email and we'd respond to. So the only question in here is who designs these things. So I did a Google search just this morning to find out who designs these things. And I was interested in that particular branch of computers. We know it's a laptop. We know it's an HP Pavilion 15. And it took some digging, going kind of deep into the HP.com website. And not surprisingly, I did find who designs these things. His name is Ken Stout. For those of you who have been around here for a while, well, you know that's a joke. Ken Stout is one of our, I don't know if I can call him a homie, because that's his thing on his channel. Homie, right? I'm going to pop out chat here and interact with people on chat, and control plus sign to zoom this in a bit. Alice, hello to you, Alice. Selden Ball gives us a weather report. Good morning to you as well. And Rick Lakes, good morning. Greg Amos has snow coming in. Martin Hogg is in the chat room. Greg Guy, morning, Doug. Just got up having my first cup of coffee. It's 55 degrees here in southern Maryland. Jim, KJ3N, same bat time, same bat channel. Darren Gilholm, hi. Zavi Manor, hello. And Jim, some dual slot toasters can do a sector by sector clone on their own. I would have assumed that's what they do primarily, isn't it? I mean, the toasters, and for those who don't know, toaster's a device that you can put a couple hard drives in, press a button, and it clones across them without even being connected to a computer. Some of them can be connected to a computer, as I believe, and the operation be driven by the software on your computer. But in my mind, the real advantage of toasters is to be able to put the 2 drives, source and destination, in the toaster, push a button, and it copies. Oh, okay. I guess no. They could do a smart. Yeah, they would be able to do a smart clone of just the occupied sectors. That makes sense that they might have the intelligence to do that. But to do that, they have to actually have their own kind of an operating system that's evaluating and understand the drive formatting that might be there with a variety of different operating systems. Interesting. And I'm sure you've probably already given me interactions or responses about those toasters. Doug, are you froze or is it me? From Rick Lakes. I'm not froze. I'm very comfortable. It's, I think, around maybe 70 degrees here. So, yeah, I know you're referring to your screen. Is anyone else frozen? I don't see anyone else reporting that the stream is frozen. Greg M. Compal probably. Compact probably? Compal. I don't know what that's reference to. Jim, there's a reason consumer HP is known as a horrible product. Now, I'll take exception to that because I've worked with plenty of HP computers that are much easier. Not all of their HP laptops are difficult to get to the hard drive. Some of them just take out some screws, pop off the bottom, and boom, it's right there. Or even has screws on the sides, and you can slide it out without opening the computer up. There's variation. Alice says, Ken, question mark. Ken Stout is here. To Greg M. Where is here? I need to avoid that area. Where is here? To Greg M. That was, maybe was that the snow report? Is that what Greg M was? Yeah, snow on the way. Alice said, Ken Stout, yes, I designed it. He got paid big bucks for that. That's how he afforded his last new webcam or monitor. It was monitor. Alice, so funny to Ken Stout. People saying good mornings. A happy face with a wink. John Williams, good morning. Yeah, Speedy C, good morning. People saying good mornings to each other. Greg M is in Winnipeg, Canada, plus Saskatchewan and Alberta. So here is all of those places. This is like, Greg M is a person after my own heart. You know about the multiple Dougs, and they can actually be in different geographical locations. So I think Greg M is another of these split personality things where he has, some of him is in Winnipeg, Canada, some of him is in Saskatchewan, and other Greg M's are in Alberta at the same time. Hello, Dennis. We played Fortnite this morning, had a very fun time, had a new player join us. Rick Lakes, are you froze or is it me? Ken to Greg, thanks, seems a bit away from me, so I'm good for golfing on Tuesday. Ken is a hotshot golfer. For those who didn't know that already, how's your day been so far? Chit chat. Interesting. I just ordered a dual slot toaster, which has USB 3 A and C connections in addition to internally cloning discs. I'm intrigued with getting one of those, but I've never actually even used one or felt a need for it. Seldom Ball, not frozen. Rick Lakes, not what I meant. Not what I meant. Was that? Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Maybe that was chit chat. Did I misunderstood something he said? Oh, he said good morning. That's not what he meant. He did not mean good morning. No, I know I'm missing it. Don't worry about that. Doug misses a lot of things. It just goes over his head. Nobody worries about it. Ken Stout to Greg, short pick. Mrs. K up at 6. Tried to sleep, now up doing my thing. Enjoying my coffee. Greg M. Compal designs laptop motherboard in China. Oh, so that wasn't a typo. Compal is actually a real thing. I did not know that. Greg M. Was that a Greg M. Compal? Probably, as far as who designs it. I did not know that. Thanks for clarifying that, because that would have totally escaped my awareness. Designed laptop motherboard in China. I'm just going to take that and paste that directly into a Google search. Images for Compal Designs laptop motherboard in China. What is the most used laptop brand in China? We asked Chinese consumers about laptop ownership brands, found that Dell takes the top spot while Toshiba is at the other end of the ranking. These results are based on representative online survey, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Laptops, Chinese, I don't see the word Compal in more of these. That's up here, Compal Designs. Oh, speaking of designs, today's image for the, whatchamacallit from Microsoft is Corn Maze. And I thought, oh, that's fun. I can actually play this maze on the computer. Now I'm seeing little freezes. I'm seeing some video lockups. Or you're probably hearing my just fine, but I think my video image is jumping, herky-jerky. And so I started going through here and I got it on the first time. Well, the thing is, with this particular maze, there's the exit. No matter which path you take, you will get out, no matter what turn you take, because there are no dead ends. I'm just looking around trying to spot dead ends. I don't see any cul-de-sac. I'm calling a dead end a cul-de-sac. I don't see any of them. I did not know that about corn mazes. Is that a common thing about corn mazes? Now, on these images provided by Microsoft, whatchamacallit, Bing, you can go click on Bing wallpaper and get more information about it. So this is a corn maze in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. So Josh Kinder could go visit that one. And here's that. It opened up on a different monitor, so I dragged it over here. Corn maze in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. And you can dig deeper into any of the images that you find. And when I looked into that deeper, I eventually got somewhere to a video that shows how corn mazes are created. I'm not seeing that right off the top of my head, but I think I came across something that said there's 500 of them in the US, and it shows how their computerized tractors, they'll put this maze into the programming of the tractor, and they just drive the tractor up and down rows, and the tractor knows where to plant corn and where to not plant corn. And I know you're seeing a lot of hesitation, and it is definitely got something to do with this camera. It does not seem to be an XSplit issue. And yesterday, after the stream was over, I tried unplugging the camera and plugging it back in. That did not fix it. So I don't know yet what the fix for that is going to be. Now, come back to chat. Greg to Rick Lakes, how's your weather? 55 degrees. So once the forensic clone is complete, here's hoping it boots from Martin Hogg. And it's highly likely because the source drive was still booting the computer, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever is wrong with that portion of the drive, when that clones to the new drive, if it was a physical problem with that part of the drive, then the new drive's not going to have a physical problem, but it's probably not going to have the content that was present on the source drive. Well, what was that content? Is it something you will ever stumble across needing to use? And that piece of content was not available on the source drive, because if it was part of the operating system that was required for starting the computer, then the computer wouldn't have been booting. So yeah, it's probably going to work fine. And when you try to make an image backup of the target drive after it's up and running, my suspicion, if the problem was actually a physical problem on the whole old drive, the new drive will make a backup image just fine, because it doesn't have a bad portion, sector, bytes, whatever it was. If you still have a problem, then that would indicate that the corruption of that portion on the drive is still corrupted, because the corruption was carried over. I don't know if that's a thing. So it'll be interesting to find out how that goes for you. Daniel Emberley, guys with local IT company often recommend HP Envy line laptops on weekly radio show. I have no hesitation to recommending HP laptops. Rick Lakes, Sunday, in fact, I often order them on behalf of my clients. Rick Lakes, sunny and windy, 56 degrees. Alice likes HP. She has a Lenovo currently, a Lenovo all-in-one, for those who aren't aware. For those who've been watching the show regularly, you already know that. John Williams to Live Windows Training, DougBetts. I have a HDD SDD toaster, and I like that I don't need software to use it! Exclamation mark. It's wonderful! Exclamation mark. Dennis, I have Bing selected on my app and got this same background image. What is this maze? Oh, it's, as far as what it is, it almost looks like something like Egyptian kind of feel to me. I don't think that the reading that I did of it, I don't think it identified what it is. All hail Mazazilla, a massive maze, or Mazazilla, Mazilla. That's what it is, Mazilla, duh. As in Godzilla, but it's a maze. Massive maze of corn found in the Poconos region of Pennsylvania, spread over 11 acres. That's 11 acres in size. Look how tiny I guess those are people, but there's buildings and such. So like there's a building and it just fits in a little tiny piece of this. Corn mazes have been a fall tradition in the U.S. since 1993. Farmers meticulously plan their maize production, design, and marketing strategies. They act not marketing the corn, marketing the maize. The designs come in many forms, including complex geometric shapes, fictional characters, and spooky imagery. So, how do you prefer your corn? Grilled, boiled, or as a bewildering labyrinth? Yeah, I don't see any explanation for this particular maze. This is about a different one. Oh, this is a Wikipedia on the subject of corn mazes. There's a very different one, and there's videos out there about showing how they create them. And that date, about what was 1993 or something like that. Yeah, 1993. Hey, I remembered that correctly. I'm suspecting that's when they started using these computerized tractors. Lawn Dog, Doug, this is interesting about the maze. That was the wallpaper this morning. I was doing research on that. It's a farm in Pennsylvania, and they do other things there and a farmer's market. It makes an interesting picture. But it's not the kind of maze it's not like on the old comic books or in the newspaper comic section where you try to find your way to the exit. All paths lead to the exit. But you could get lost if you don't know if you can't keep which direction in your head to get to the end, to get back to the entrance. Because notice in this particular one, the entrance is right next to the exit. When I first looked at this, I said, well, where's the exit? I don't see any exit. And then I realized, oh, there's two places right here. So you could go, if you wanted the shortest path, you could go in and you could tell yourself, always turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left. Oh, there's a dead end. So that last left didn't work. So let's take the other direction, a right. Now turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left, forced right turn, turn left, and then come up here, turn left, and then a forced right, and then turn left, and then turn left. So it's an easy way to find your way out. Oh, what did Doug talk about this morning on his tech show? How to get through mazes. It was amazing. Josh Kinder, hello. Dennis, my app is called Dynamic Theme, which I installed when Windows Spotlight failed a couple months ago. That's the name I couldn't think of a little while ago. It's Windows Spotlight that gives us that image. My app is called Dynamic Theme, which I installed. Oh, so Windows Spotlight failed a couple months ago. I see. Alice to Dennis, Spotlight is stopped working as well as it used to. Lawn Dog, in Device Manager, Doug, there's a driver that can be reset in Device Manager for the camera. Is there a device? Do I dare do that during the live stream? Reset the Device Manager. Let's see, that was imaging devices. And it is Logitech StreamCam Pro. No, Pro StreamCam is the one next to it. So it's this one. Reset that. I could try to update the driver while the stream is running. Do I dare try that while the stream is running? Let's get this one back over there where I can look at chat on the other stream. Now I could disable the device, but I think he said reset or restart. Let's try update driver. That's set at 2021. Search automatically for drivers The best drivers for your device are already installed. So I didn't get anything. Aztec. Oh, Aztec maize. Maize is corn. Oh, hey, good point. Amazing. It's a maze. Maize is corn. I did not connect that. Thank you, Intermute. Duh. Guh. It costs $14.50 per adult to go through the maze, and children under 4 are free to experience the maze. Well, with an 11-acre maze, you would want a lot of possibilities to get out of a maze. It is, let's see, Ken Stout. It's a Ken Stout live designed maze. This is showing the brain synapses of Ken Stout's brain. This is what it looks like inside a Ken Stout brain. Now, I noticed this structure in the middle here, but it doesn't look like there's actually any path to get direct to it. Unless you get, maybe there's a little walkway right there. Do you figure that's the restrooms? And are there signs at different points in this maze directing you to the restrooms, but not directing you to the exit? That would be fun. Bring that back up, bring this back up. Stop, Doug, it is funny. The corn maze looks very similar to Ken's file system structure. That's good. Very good, Brian Lightfoot. Alice agrees with that. By design, according to Ken. Greg Guy, good one. To Brian Lightfoot. Doug, do not reset the camera or reinstall the driver while you're streaming. I do not recommend it. As a professional repair person that I am, that's my 2 cents recommendation. Yes, for anyone who's wanting professional computer support, Lawn Dog works at 2 cents per hour, so it's a really good deal. Dennis, as far as I can tell, Windows Spotlight works, but the software for it was updated during a Windows update. You're right, Alice, it's not as good as it was. Alice says, I've missed many issues with it. I have had many issues with it since July this year. Ken Stout says, nope, that building is where we keep all the lost Dougs. Doug, lost and found. So you see a sign that says Doug, lost and found. Is it saying, hey, Doug, this is where lost and found is? Or does it mean if you found a Doug, here's where the lost and found is for the Dougs? Take the Dougs to this lost and found depot. There's a hello between Rick and Brian. Lawn Dog, I think that structure in the center is a tower so we can overlook what is going on in the maze. When the maze closes, you want to make sure everybody is out, not to mention helping lost people. Yeah, you could also, I guess you could use infrared sensors. You could fly a drone over it. You can't use Google Earth because you don't get instant satellite images. You could contact the National Defense something or other and ask if they can use their satellites to check this corn maze and see if there's anybody still in there. You could throw some stink bombs into the place to force the young couples that are in there making out, to force them out so it's not pleasant to stay in there. Let's see, you could open the cages around the perimeter that have the rattlesnakes and send them in to chase the stragglers out. How else would you get the people out of the maze that are refusing to leave? Lawn Dog, my login screen today had a picture of the car, the rear end of a car showing the back end and the exhaust, kind of out of place when you compare it to the maze picture for the wallpaper today. That would have been the lock screen. The login screen, when you have the lock screen, you press the enter key or click the mouse button, you should get your password window, and the rest of the image should be fogged out or grayed out so you really can't see it very well. So I think if we're going to be picky, if we're going to be technical about it, if we're going to be Dougish about it, it's the lock screen, not the login screen. I do not have any redirect set up today. Kerry does not have a public show today. He has a members only show today. Should have. I haven't checked up on it. Ken Stout does not have a live show today. So Ken Stout is not live today. So this stuff in here, this baloney in here about Ken Stout live, no. Today it's just Ken Stout. He should have removed the word live if he's not live today. Although he's live tonight, but he hasn't scheduled that yet. So there, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It is 9:30 on the nose. I am caught up with chat. I covered all the things that I had lined up for today, so that will be the end of today's show and tell. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.